Never find nobody like my kind.
The more voters learn about Sarah Palin, the less there is to like. As Alaska governor, Sarah Palin actively promotes the brutal and unethical aerial hunting of wolves and other wildlife.
What? You mean you twisted city liberals are going to whine and complain about the hunting of wolves, yet you strongly support the brutal and inhumane killing of millions of unborn babies on a system called abortion? Do you liberals even know why and how Planned Parenthood was started? Margaret Sanger is the founder of Planned Parenthood and is the one who inspired Hitler in his views of eugenics and murdering socially undesirable people. Abortion clinics were originally set up to slow the growth of African Americans or other races that were considered to be mentally or otherwise inferior. Here is a quote from Margaret Sanger. "We do not want word to get out that we want to exterminate the Negro population." Interesting. Margaret Sanger, through Planned Parenthood, advocated abortions on blacks to eliminate what she called socially undesirable people. It's my body and I do what I want with it. Do us all a favor and take your body and throw it off a bridge. Since you advocate abortion so much, maybe your parents should have had one so we wouldn't have to put up with your crap today. Now, when it comes to situations such as rape, I still believe you should have the baby, and if you do not want to take care of him, give him to the hospital. I wonder what would happen if God sent angels to abort us instead of forgiving us for our sins. Come here. The Lord is displeased with your life and he has sent me to correct the problem. You liberals are the most twisted and backwards people on the planet. You shove down our throats tolerance and equal rights for homosexuals and homosexuality, yet you're very intolerant and don't even realize homosexuals already have the equal rights that you're advocating for. Let me break it down for you reprobate minds and people with libertarian in their names. If I, as an employee, go after the 1099 tax form, which is a form for a contractor, would it be discrimination if the government denied me the right to use that form so that I could not obtain more money back? No, it's not discrimination because I do not qualify for that contract. This is a parallel comparison to that of same-sex marriage. If a man and a man is trying to get together and is trying to obtain all the same marriage rights as a man and a woman, which is a healthy and a real marriage and has real influences and positive influences on their children, is it discrimination to say no? No, it's not, because they do not qualify for that contract. They qualify for another contract which has been custom made for them. Not every state has the option for civil unions for same-sex couples, but at the same time, they do not have the right to go and force their way into a marriage while making all of our benefits rise up in all of our companies. The pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness does not equate to doing whatever the hell you want and being sensate and doing whatever feels good. You liberals and homosexuals whine and complain when somebody makes a comparison between homosexuality and bestiality because there's no written contract. Well, before I ever see any of you eat another piece of chicken, I better see a written contract from that chicken that it agreed to you chopping off its head and grilling it. I better see written contracts from all of y'all Negroes before you ever own another animal or decide to ride another horse. You liberals support gun control and limiting the right to bear arms when in fact criminals will find a way to obtain a weapon anyway and be able to use it against you, and we no longer have a way to protect ourselves. They are called criminals. They do illegal things and steal stuff. You liberals have been the ones destroying this country since the late 60s. Look at the rise in abortions. Look at the rise in unwed pregnancies. Look at the rise in divorces and all this other crap since liberalism started taking over. You liberals are constantly trying to throw the phrase separation of church and state in the Constitution when it is nowhere to be found, nor is it implied anywhere. The First Amendment was designed to keep government out of religion. Ever heard of the Church of England? It was a corrupt institution because the government had their hands in it. The phrase separation of church and state was found in a private letter from Thomas Jefferson to the Danbury Baptist regarding a specific state-enforced denomination. That's what that was about. So the First Amendment is about keeping government out of religion, not keeping Christian values out of government. I have seen logically challenged liberals on YouTube calling out Christian organizations such as Alliance of Christ for being comic book-like and childish, but I have yet to see the same liberal morons on YouTube call out Thunderfoot and DPR Jones for their organization against false DMCA. Overall, you liberals are the most one-sided, fact-twisting, mean-spirited hypocrites on the planet.
You never find nobody like my kind.